In the 1840s, hundreds of thousands of immigrants from the strife-torn German states of Central Europe flocked to America, the Promised Land. In the midst of this throng were thousands of Jewish immigrants, including 24-year-old Julius Freiberg. Like most immigrants, along with his clothes and a few mementos of home, Freiberg carried dreams of freedom and opportunity to America.
Freiberg started out, he knew how to make wine, and he was professionally a cooper, which meant to say he was an artisan making a bare living. Then he had a brilliant idea, much smarter not to make the barrels, but to make what goes into the barrels.
In 1855, Freiberg had moved to Cincinnati and formed a partnership with his brother-in-law, Levi Workham. Within a decade, the firm of Freiberg and Workham operated distilleries in Cincinnati and Lynchburg, Ohio, as well as Petersburg, Kentucky, turning out bourbon under the Highland Rye, Boone County Whiskey, and Lynchburg Pure Rye labels. Under Freiberg's direction, the Petersburg distillery eventually employed 250 workers and produced 4,000 barrels a day, 10 times its output when Freiberg and Workham bought it. And each day, the packet boat Levi Workham carried the distilled product 25 miles upriver to warehouses in Cincinnati.
By the 1870s, he was one of the outstanding citizens of Cincinnati. He was on the Sinking Fund Commission, and he was an honorary member of the Chamber of Commerce. And in the 1870s, he was elected by both parties, that would be the Republican Democratic Party, to revise the Constitution. So here was a man who came over with nothing in his pocket. In a relatively short time, he was working on the state constitution of Ohio. He must have been a remarkable person.
A member of the Mound Street Temple, Freiberg's lasting impact was the role he played in shaping the foundation stones of American Reform Judaism and the Cincinnati Jewish community. Working in tandem with Rabbi Isaac M. Wise, Freiberg presided at the founding meeting of the Union of American Hebrew Congregations in 1873, and then led the effort to garner support for Wise's great dream, a college to train Reform rabbis. When Hebrew Union College opened its doors in 1875, Freiberg sat as the vice president of the board. Freiberg also served on the board of the Jewish Hospital, which he helped relocate to the hilltops in 1890. And he supported his wife, Duffy Workham, in her efforts to establish the Jewish foster home. The home began as a day nursery for children of working parents, but soon expanded to full-time care for Jewish orphans. In the late 19th century, a wealthy German visitor to America wrote a book entitled The Promised Land.
He spoke of the fact of the unbegrenzten Möglichkeiten in America, unlimited opportunities in America. And this certainly applies to our friend Freiberg, who could come over here with maybe a few dollars or a few German marks in his pocket. By 1870, he was revising the Constitution, became a man of wealth, was loyal to his religion, and was very proud of the fact that he was very active in the Chamber of Commerce.